The Father's love. I don't think I even said it, but in that last session, we have to understand, if we want to know this Father, we have to know He is lovesick. His love is also sufficient, unbegrudged, and full of joy. When we give, we're aware of the gift. He doesn't keep score. The law kept score. Grace does not. We think the Father has a right to anger and justice, but He always deliberately chooses love at His own expense. What's it like to be God? All of this is in Luke 15, these three stories. It's a lost sheep, it's a lost coin, it ends with the lost son, and by this we're supposed to understand, what's it like to be that father? It's like a housewife in a kind of income-challenged home who's lost a coin. The coin isn't actually worth much, it's just worth a lot to her. She's lost it, and she turns the house upside down trying to find this coin. And when she finds it, she dances and celebrates and tells all of her friends, I found it. And God says, I'm like her. The little things that other people look at and it doesn't actually have much value. It doesn't actually look that impressive. My little life, your little life, and I measure myself. I'm a little dime, and I want to feel like a bar of gold bullion. And I feel lost, and God says, you're the whole world to me. You're a pearl of great price. You're a pearl in a field. That isn't about us selling everything to get the pearl. It's about God purchasing the earth for the pearl of your life. And this is God the Father. How much more stately and glorious should we understand Him to be? And He says, no, that's what's keeping you from really understanding. You're enlarging me to such a point that you're putting a yoke on you that doesn't really reveal how raw my emotions are for you. You're trying to build me up to such a stature. Here's how I want you to know me. I'm like that little housewife dancing for joy. I'm just dancing around because I got you. You were my little lost coin, but it was worth so much to me. This is all about the joy of rediscovery, even more than discovery. Have you ever done something on your computer and you have a hard drive crash? That's a curse of sin, I'll tell you. Living in a fallen world, that stupid hard drive. But you know what? I'm a writer. You may have worked on a very complicated spreadsheet or a business proposal or who knows what, your vacation plan. There is a joy in the creation, but there is an entirely different level of joy when that document, I take joy in possessing it, right? The discovery of the original. But when I lose it and I'm in panic mode and I'm trying to do everything I can to restore the hard drive, and on a few occasions it's worked and I find that thing I lost, that joy is a totally different kind of joy. The joy of the rediscovery, the joy of the restoration surpasses the joy of the original. This is what this is all about. The sheep, the coin, the sun. It's blow it as bad as you want. I'm about to dazzle you with love. That's how good I am. That's how glorious I am. That's how much you mean to me. You don't get to measure your life by your little worth. You measure it by my great love. My great love says it's worth it. You pour that much love into something, it must be worth it. If we saw that, we would say, wow, that must be a very rare and precious coin. We would look at it and in the flesh we would say, that doesn't look like it's worth much. But because of the surpassing value of what ransomed it, right? In the exchange, in the currency exchange, all of a sudden what we thought was just worth a dime must be worth about $17 trillion. We just didn't see it. until the exchange happened. And all of a sudden, what is worthless becomes worthy. Frederick Buechner said, people are prepared for everything except for the fact that beyond the darkness of their blindness, there is a great light. They are prepared to go on breaking their backs, plowing the same old field until the cows come home, without seeing, until they stub their toes on it, that there is a treasure buried in that field rich enough to buy Texas. They are prepared for a God who strikes hard bargains, but not for a God who gives as much for an hour's work as for a day's. They are prepared for a mustard seed kingdom no bigger than the eye of a newt, but they aren't ready for the great banyan it becomes with birds in its branches singing Mozart. They are prepared for the potluck supper at First Presbyterian, but not for the marriage supper of the Lamb. Everything God does is bigger and more extravagant, coming out of a bigger heart, a greater love. He's indomitable, He's inconquerable, and that's your dad.